This is one of my favorite topics in agriculture, is big data. I come from over 20 years of building wireless networks, initially in Special Forces military in the United States, and then with a company called Verizon. When I started my company, it was about how we could build networks of the next generation for different verticals. We work in more than just agriculture. We work in mixed use and hospitality and all different kinds of verticals. And why that's important to agriculture is because if we are capturing all kinds of data in agriculture, how do we capture that? How do we capture it in any vertical? And it's from our networks. We can have the sensors in the field and devices that put off the data, but you have to have a way to get it to the cloud, and that's the connection. We have a saying at the company that connection is everything. And there's a lot of different ways to create that connection, but one of the most global standards is Wi-Fi. 802.11a, b, g, n, a, c, and the future of AD, AH, and AR. Wi-Fi. All of your mobile devices and watches and tablets and laptops and desktops, they all work on Wi-Fi today. Devices in the home, devices at the office, they all work on Wi-Fi. If you went to an automotive factory, they'd have Wi-Fi. They'd have a really good network infrastructure, and there would be a lot of security, and there would be different rules and policies on the network. If you went to an office, you would find the same thing. Why don't we have it on the farm? Aren't we collecting a lot of data on the farm? Why don't we just have Wi-Fi over the farm? If all of our devices are already doing that, then why don't we have Wi-Fi on the farm? Some would say it's because of how remote it is. It's so far out away from urban area that we can't get signal out there. And that might be true, but that's being fixed in a lot of different ways. Fiber, copper, point-to-point wireless bridges, some of those that can be done upwards of 20 plus miles. So we want to put Wi-Fi infrastructure, as it would be in any other business vertical, on the farm. And that's a really good way to combat big data, because if sensors are emitting data from tractors to planters to sprayers to irrigation pivots to combines to grain bins to wireless cameras to sensors in the dirt for soil moisture to cameras or sensors in the greenhouse that are running hyperspectral color imaging on command. If all of that is talking over one unified wireless infrastructure, then you can have everything talk to each other. If you have an Apple TV or a smart TV or something at home and you lose the remote control, oftentimes there's some kind of app that you can change it with your phone. There's an app on the phone in case you lose the remote that you can use your phone as the remote control. And that's because of something called UPnP, Universal Plug and Play. That TV or that Apple TV can talk to your phone over the same wireless network. And so if we do that in agriculture, then all of the machines and devices and cameras and sensors and everything on the farm can literally talk to each other. And we can prioritize that traffic. Remember when I said in offices and in warehouses and factories, we are able to set policies and rule sets on the network? Well, that's because we have IT professionals that monitor and manage the traffic from IP addresses and MAC addresses. We can do the same thing on a farm. In the summertime, when things are really growing and everything is flourishing, and kids are off from school and they're home on the farm, and you have machines and sensors and milking dairy robotics that need priority on the network, but the kids are home and maybe they're streaming something on Netflix. Well, we can set a rule set on the network that gets a lower priority, and that your sprayer or your planter gets a higher priority. If we have things like LoRa and BLE beacon technology that just is emitting kilobytes of data on the network, but it's got to get out into the cloud so that you could be anywhere in the world literally and check in on your farm with your smartphone through an app, then we have to have a really good secure gateway to get out. And security. It's a big concern, big data, that's what we're talking about. Well, The cellular networks are really good because you can often get them in remote areas. But you're just leasing from the cellular companies. I can tell you that I spent 15 years helping to build one. I was a senior engineer for one. You're just leasing it. When you lease a network, you don't own the data. The company that owns the network owns the data. Cellular companies are some of the biggest big data producers and resellers of data in the world. That's why you pay a monthly fee to access their network. If you stop paying that monthly fee, you're not on the network anymore. They turn it off. That's why in offices and factories and so on, we build our own network. Then we own it, and we own the data on it. And we can prioritize that traffic, and we can deem where it goes, which cloud, where, how many nodes. Our company also builds a software platform using artificial intelligence and machine learning called IntelliScout that I spoke about yesterday. And we have that spread across 46 nodes around the globe, so that when I'm here in Europe, it loads that much faster than when I'm in the States or anywhere else. So we're able to dictate how we spread our traffic because of the network. And we own that data. There's a lot of controversy in the States with companies like John Deere and who owns the data on the tractors, to where they're now telling the farmers, you don't really own the right to fix your tractor. You're just leasing it from us. That's a powerful statement when you spend $500,000 on a really expensive tractor. So we're looking at the next generation of wireless mesh networks using a technology that is widespread and global today to put Wi-Fi on the farm. We have some research facilities that we put Wi-Fi up, and a single antenna can cover almost 100 acres of land. We've consulted and worked on everything from 10 acres to 110,000 in the United States. So as other people speak about big data, and as other people talk about really great technology and solutions that do everything from sensors in the ground to machinery to cameras and drones, that data all needs to get to the cloud. And this is how we feel that we should get there. This is one of the secure ways for you to build and own your own network and own all of the data on it. Thanks for having me today.